Every time money hits my account, there are three specific things I do with it. This helps me stay organized, reduces any financial chaos, and really preserves my peace of mind. Here's exactly what I do. The first thing I do is that I pay myself first automatically. When money first comes into our accounts, a part of it goes straight off the top of the paycheck and right into our retirement savings. And so that way it's just out of sight, out of mind, done. And it is something that I don't have to make any decisions about how much am I saving for retirement this month because it just happens completely automatically. This is a relatively new habit and one I wish I'd started much earlier. Researchers at Harvard and Yale looked in 2024 at millions of people who were contributing to their retirement accounts and who were enrolled in these automatic programs where it was just automatic paycheck deduction versus people who weren't. And what they found is that when you have your savings automatically coming off the top of your paycheck and going into your 401k or whatever your employer retirement account is that you can make automatic deductions into, it just significantly increases savings rates over time. And that's such a fundamental habit for any of us who want to have a retirement later on down the road, is to build those strong savings habits in now. And that can also be true if you have automatic transfers set up to go to your emergency savings as well after payday, for example, just to reduce decision fatigue and be able to make sure that you're building in that safety net for your future self financially. The takeaway from the researchers at Harvard and Yale is simple. When you take decisions out of the equation about whether or not to save each month, it really significantly builds your ability to save because it reduces that decision fatigue. It doesn't rely on willpower, and it just happens quietly in the background and enables you to build wealth more consistently over time. The second thing I do on payday is automatically add money to my emergency savings account. Our emergency savings account are such unsung heroes because they are there to catch us when we have unexpected expenses, home repairs, car repairs, vet bills. And it's really challenging right now to save for emergencies just because cost of living is so high. The average American right now only has $400 in savings accounts. And so it's really important just wherever you are, if you can build in just a little bit more of that safety net in for yourself as you go, every little bit will help in an emergency in the future, just to give you peace of mind. So that's what I do, is just really consistently build into that emergency safety net for myself. I think of having an emergency savings account as building margin into my life. I'm a big fan of margin, whether it's having breathing room in my budget, breathing room in terms of like if a financial crisis hit, I'd have some money to fall back on in an emergency with the emergency savings accounts, even leaving breathing room in my schedule. It's really a great tool to be able to have more peace of mind by just not having stuff be too compressed and being like right up to the line with your money, or like being completely overscheduled with your time, just to be able to allow for some breathing room. So it's a really good technique that I've been doing for years. It's really helped enormously to be able to just have that money to fall back on in a pinch. I also like to keep it in high yield savings accounts rather than keep it invested or keep it, say, in certificates of deposit, because I like to keep it liquid. I don't want to be charged penalties if I did have to tap into that money. And so I found that high yield savings accounts are usually the best place to keep that. There are other places that you can keep your money and make some interest off them too, like money market accounts are another option. So just look around and see what appeals to you the most, but just having that emergency savings is my second payday routine. The third thing I do on payday is to clear out any outstanding credit card balances. So I like to use my credit cards as a tool and not a blank check. So I use them for the rewards points. I try very, very hard not to run them all the way out to their absolute max and then being stuck in that situation where you're paying interest on the purchases and just trying to keep up with monthly payments. Now, does life happen sometimes? And occasionally I get in a situation where I'm carrying balances month to month. Yes. Do I stress about it? No. So it's just something that is good that I like to go in and as much as possible clear everything off the cards at payday so that that's gone. Now, if I've stuck to my budget really well and we haven't had any unexpected expenses that month, there's not going to be crazy balances on the credit card that I'm struggling to pay off either. So some of this comes down to just really sticking to my budget in the first place. But I do really like to go and just get those credit cards just completely cleared off at payday. So these 3 payday habits that I have are small, and when I do them consistently, they're really helpful in continuing to build wealth over time. And that's what it's all about, is small, steady, consistent action taken over time and moving in the right direction with our finances. If you enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and I've got another one I think you'd also enjoy that I will put up on screen, and I will see you very soon over there.